Oh, it's so good to see all of you guys. Oh man, what a cool Wednesday, right? What a great day to be here, to be alive, to be thinking about just what our day holds. Just was sitting here having breakfast with Noah and asking him, "Hey, what do you want today to look like?" And he's kind of like, "I don't know, whatever." It made me think like, okay, whatever Wednesday. What does it look like to be just free, to be kind of open and flexible and go, God, today is yours. Do with it what you will, rather than bringing God, here's all my list of things that I got to get done. And here's some gaps and some spaces that I've made for you, God, in case you want to be available during those times. What would it look like to flip kind of that world upside down? One of the things that, while I am unbelievably excited about just the progress that's being made with COVID, and that all of us, no matter where we've been on the spectrum, are beginning to become a little bit more safe, a little bit more knowledgeable, a little bit more understanding of what this life is going to look like. But one of my fears is that we seek to just rush back into life rather than realizing some and remembering some of the lessons we've learned and taking the opportunity to go, okay, how can we reimagine life? To ask the question, God, what is the life that you want me to live? Do I want to go back? Like, there's a lot of things we want to bring back in, right? But do we want to bring them back in the same way and in the same manner? Is that what we were looking for? Instead, do we see something different? And one of the things that I'm just really pressed on is I don't want to go fast. We were just talking, Noah asked this question. He said, Dad, would you rather be on a roller coaster with amazing scenery and cool graphics and awesome music that goes 50 miles an hour, or would you rather be on one that goes 80 miles an hour? Well, the atmosphere is kind of what God's designed for us, right? That we would smell flowers, that we would hear laughter, that we would watch birds fly. This morning, when I got up early this morning, the full moon was just such a almost blinding reflection to be able to notice the details of life. And when we notice the details, seeing the divinity in them, seeing how God's created them, or do we just want to get on something and fly past it as fast as we can? The great theologian Ferris Bueller, right? Life moves pretty fast. If we don't stop and take a look around every once in a while, we may miss it. And so, with that, I just want to encourage you. I want to challenge you to actually submit to God your life, and in that, ask Him, God, what would you like this life to look like? Maybe bring to Him, this is what I would like it to look like. This is what I'm hoping for. This is what I long for. That I want to take advantage of the opportunity. And so just laying that before you this morning and thinking about, okay, what would it look like to have a little bit more whatever in my life? A little bit more of that childlike faith that says, as long as I have Jesus, I really do have everything. That He is the priority of my life, that He is the center of my life, that everything I say and do is wrapped around Him. That I run to Him not because I have to, though I have to. I run to Him because I get to. Like, you get to be with Christ today. That the church isn't confined to walls like the Old Testament temple, that the presence of God isn't just found in the Ark of the Covenant, but that Ark of the Covenant is inside each of our hearts, that they're Arks of the Covenant. That we don't have to go to a priest that then can read us some scroll, but instead that we're able to sit personally with the Scriptures, to hear the voice of God, to consider that we're able to engage others, not for the sake of how can we make sure that we all think the same, act the same, believe the same, but for the tapestry, for the tribe, for you're different than me and I want to learn from you. I want to celebrate you, because if we all look the same and acted the same, where's the variety in life? I want to taste different foods. I want to travel to different places. I want to experience 4 different seasons. And so in that, I want to have a fellowship, a collection of different people under one Christ. And so in that, brothers and sisters, I thank you that you're my brothers and sisters. I thank you for those of you that are maybe checking us out today that are going, man, what is First Free Church all about? What is this community about? We are an authentic people in process seeking to know God deeply and to make Him known practically in our daily lives. Because we believe that God's not indifferent, that He desires to not just dictate our lives, but to be involved in our lives. To hold our hand, to put His hand on the small of our back, to guide us. That ultimately the incarnation is God with us. that the revelation that heaven is us with God, that we are his people and he is our God. And if that's where I'm ultimately going, it kind of puts today in perspective. And so I'm trying today, whatever Wednesday. Maybe you try it out for one day too. God, thank you so much that you are sovereign, that you are in control, that you are powerful and majestic, that you hold the whole world in your hands. And yet, God, I feel like you not only number the hairs on my head, it's as if you're combing them. That you care that much. And so while I'm astounded at your knowledge and your power, I'm in awe of your tenderness, of your grace, of your mercy, of your relationship, of your offer not just of more to do, but to genuinely be who you created me to be. And so, God, I pray that for my friends. I pray that for our church family. I pray that for those of us that are type A, driven, do more, faster, more efficiently. Father, I pray that we wouldn't move through life at warp speed and miss you. God, I pray for those of us that are maybe afraid of all that seems that we have to do, God, that we'd rather just roll back into bed. I pray you give us the courage not to face just a to-do list, but the courage to trust you. That in everything we do, God, it might come back to you. And that we would find you to be all who you say you are. And that you do all that you say you'll do. We love you. It's in your son's name I pray. Amen. Love you, friends. Praying for you. Pray for me. Can't wait to see you this coming Sunday. So pumped. Memorial Day weekend. But hey, make church a priority. We're excited to be together, all right? Talk to you soon.